So Vice News got an exclusive interview with a former Kardashian employee, and they have a lot to say about how Kimberly runs her business. Okay, starting off, the art they used for this article is like savage. I mean, you see this drawing of Kim on her phone, and it looks like she's got a bunch of employees holding up like some board that she's sitting on, like pretty much holding up her business while she's just sitting there, you know, flaunting it all. And that's pretty much the premise of this article, that a lot of her employees work really hard and they're not treated properly. This person in particular worked on the Kardashian and Jenner apps. As you guys know, we all have phones, they all have apps, and of course, all of the Kardashians have their own apps. This article is written from their perspective, and pretty much this employee couldn't even afford gas. They had $5 in their bank account and they couldn't get to work because they literally could not afford to do so. This person starts off their story by sharing about a time where they were trying to get to work, they did not have gas, they started freaking out, panicking at the wheel, and they had to call out sick because their direct deposit was going to hit the next morning, so then they could put gas in their car. Then she constantly had to recalculate her life to afford to live in California, making $35,000 a year, which $35,000 might sound like a good amount of money to you guys, but living in LA and working in this industry, this person should be making a lot more. The company the Kardashians use to run their apps is called Whale Rock, and this person was making less than $600 a week, and half of their income was just going to rent alone. As you guys know, rent has been going up and up. It is robbery at this point. But this was back in 2015. And even though this person had a normal job, they were looking at selling their plasma and their eggs to make money, which I get it. I sold my plasma in college for money. It was rough because I do not like needles. This person worked on the Kardashians apps for 5 months. And when they launched in 2015, Kylie's app alone made $32 million. Keep in mind, this employee was working at the 99-cent store, and this seems to be a theme with the Kardashians, that their employees get paid a lot lower than the industry standard. And of course, people are using these stories against the Kardashians when we have Kim out here speaking to Variety saying that these women need to get their effing butts up and work.
The best advice for women in business: get your ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
And all of the Kardashians are at fault for this. I mean, Khloe in that same interview said that if you are the smartest person in the room, you need to go to another room. And they just like egg on this narrative. Kimberly tried to apologize for that statement on Good Morning America, and she claimed it was a blanket statement and it didn't, you know, it was taken out of context. But we all know what you meant, Kim.
It wasn't a blanket statement towards women or to feel like I don't respect the work or think that they don't work hard. I know that they do. So it was taken out of context, but I'm really sorry if it was received that way.
When that former employee read that quote from Kim, they were taken back because they're over here working all of the holidays, weekends. The app game never goes away. And she's still making like what, $35,000 a year to run these apps for these millionaires, and they're over here like speaking to the press and trying to act like they are so hardworking when hardworking people are not being treated correctly. And you know, Kim likes to talk about this toxic work environment and the lawsuit with China, and it sounds like they're the source of the toxicity. So this former employee explains that they started working at Whale Rock Industries during the early stages of these apps, pretty much right in the beginning, and they were all kind of like little like almost like OnlyFans pages for each of the Kardashians to collect money and to talk about their certain niches. She claims that she brainstormed the app's content categories, wrote the app's launch articles, collaborated with the tech and design teams to develop a custom content management system. They did everything for this app. This person's job got way worse once they reached late July because they announced that they're going to break up the teams by each sister, so separate certain people by each app, and they didn't have enough employees, so this person had to work on both Kindle, and Chloe's apps. Does anyone actually have any of these apps downloaded? Like, comment below, because I've never downloaded any of them. I know Kim also has a game. I don't think this involves the game per se, but comment below. I'm interested because I'm not like, I'm just, yeah. Do we even use the apps? I mean, it looks like a lot of people signed up for Kylie, so at least they did when it launched. This former employee, Jessica, her name is Jessica, her frustration started to grow, and she worked even harder. And she actually got voted Employee of the Week, I guess, at some point. Each week, that's kind of often. Employee of the Week? I feel like it's Employee of the Month, right? But she even has notes from her colleagues that, you know, claim that Jessica did an awesome job and that she was perfect. So I guess she's trying to justify that she should have gotten a job promotion. When the apps got closer to launch date, working hours increased. It was 24/7, said Jennifer Chan, who joined the Kardashian-Jenner apps team as a senior editor. I have many memories of working weekends, giving up holidays and evenings, missing birthday parties. I remember when we were still in launch mode, we got the afternoon off on a holiday, and I was like, I don't have any plans because everyone assumes that I'm unavailable. So really this became an entire lifestyle for these people. 4 of the 5 Kardashian-Jenner apps went live in the Apple Store on September 14th, 2015 at 3 a.m. and they were uploading and editing content up to the minute. We had to sleep overnight in the office to make sure. And it was a Sunday too. They just spent the night. Jennifer claims that her work schedule was very much their schedule. One Christmas, Kanye had just given Kim like 1 million gifts, and she wanted to post all the gifts on Christmas Day. I had to get an internet hotspot. It was my Christmas also, but I was posting all day to her app. Wow. Then she had to work on Kourtney's app and had much of the same experience. Another employee spoke to Vice, and they went by the name Lena in this instance because they're scared of retaliation, but they claimed that they constantly had to work on their phone, and it even affected their personal life because they would go on dates and their partners would ask like, hey, like, can you put down your phone? And she pretty much was like, almost like brainwashed to say no. I mean, the Kardashians, my boss. Like, they felt like these sisters were directly their bosses. So these people are working all the time, and are they getting paid properly? No. And it looks like this has been a problem in history for some time. There are disparities and people who are overworking and being underpaid. But Kim was quoted saying, if you put in the work, you will see results. So this billionaire said that if you just put in the work, you'll see results, which I don't want to act like Kim doesn't work. That's not the point of this video. The point is to show how hypocritical she is when it comes to preaching something, yet her own employees are struggling to pay, are working all the time, and it seems like it's just Kim's world and we're just living in it. You guys are probably thinking, well, Sloan, the Kardashians probably don't know how much these people are getting paid because they hired Will Rock. And that may be true, but they also have their own employees, especially Kim, who have come forward and shared that their businesses like KKW is run the same way. Vice spoke to a woman named Ellen. Her name was changed for the interview because she's also scared, but she said it felt very exploitative. She pointed out that both Kim and Kylie, who both have their beauty brands, are very lean when it comes to their team. They don't have a lot of people and they don't pay them a lot of money. Kim Kardashian revealed at one point that KKW Beauty and KKW Fragrance has a team of 7 people coming up with every campaign, their model shoots, their socials, everything. That former employee, Ellen, said that being in that, you realize how many roles you actually had to do. From the second we woke up, basically we had texts waiting. When we went to bed, we would still be texting about work. There was a general expectation that people were so lucky to be working for the Kardashians that they could treat people like crap. There was no such thing as work-life balance. Teresa, who also changed her name because of retaliation. These people are scared. It was like a 24/7 thing. There was no such thing as a schedule. Both Ellen and Teresa, these 2 people from KKW, also claimed that they had to rely on the labor of 2 unpaid interns as well. So these people, there are also people who are unpaid in this company. Ellen said, here's this millionaire, she wasn't a billionaire yet, who flaunts her excessive wealth, but she only wants a few people on a team because she's cheap. Teresa said that it seemed like the Kardashian-Jenners viewed themselves as the royal family of America, and they thought that any employee would take any pay to work with them. It's just like, you could pay them anything because you're working for the Kardashians. Like, we'll get another person, we'll replace you. Going back to that first employee, Jennifer, who worked for the app company, she was really struggling and she started actually working side hustles, but then that company got wind of it and reprimanded her because she wasn't allowed to go and write articles on the side. And it's not like she was writing articles about the Kardashians. She was writing about random things, just selling stories on the internet to make extra money. She claims she became physically unwell. My hair was falling out. I was dealing with digestive issues I had never had before. I wasn't taking care of my body because I was prioritizing this job above literally everything in my life. At one point, she did get a pay increase, thank God, to $42,000 a year, which again probably sounds good to you guys, but the amount of work and where she's living, what she's doing, way underpaid. Even though she was making the $42,000 a year, it was not enough for Jessica, and she decided she needed a new job. Well, Jessica's got some bad luck because she submitted her application in, and this person recognized, oh, you work for Whale Rock. Well, I'm gonna call them up and let them know that you're trying to leave their company. Jessica was pretty much forced to apologize for applying elsewhere, and she was called into the office and, you know, reprimanded for it. Jessica ended up leaving the company after a cop pulled her over for responding to urgent emails from Courtney while driving. It was a Sunday. I started crying as soon as the cop came to my car and I just said, I have a really stressful job. I'm so sorry. She remembered it was actually the cop who told me, you need to quit your job. That's what really hit home for me. Oh, it's so sad. Work is like really stressful sometimes. Thankfully, she was able to get out of that stressful environment, but it doesn't change how the Kardashians treat their employees. And it looks like they treat their employees this way, and then they seek out business partners who will, you know, provide the cheapest price, which ultimately means the cheapest labor, and will put their like employees in vulnerable and uncomfortable situations for their clients, like the Kardashians. And I think that this is just like, I don't know, it's how the world works, but it's also like not what the family's preaching. And I think, again, I want to push that. That's why I feel like it's important that we talk about these stories and we bring it to light, because there are a lot of other companies doing the same thing. And if we're allowing the biggest family in America, they're everywhere, to do this, then everyone can get away with it. And it's not okay. And I wish these people didn't have to come up with these fake names because they're so scared of retaliation from this family. If you guys have any other video ideas for me, old or new, here's my email. Let's go ahead and open this letter. It looks kind of scary because it has literally nothing on it besides like my name. Letters are so scary. Like the packages, I'm cool with. It's the letters that I'm not cool with. Why does this look so scary? Wow. So this is actually about Leah Marie Johnson. I don't know if I could really read this on public right now. This is a lot to unpackage. I'm going to read this off camera, and I appreciate the letter. I don't know who to thank, but I'm going to look into this. The Leah Marie Johnson stuff, though, is triggering for me because it's something I talked about a long time ago, and it's just like hard to, I don't know. I kind of went through some stuff with that situation, but I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.